Today, on Be Something Wonderful, move to your desired reality right now. This really works. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. Want to talk about this client that I met with about a month ago. And she's a coach. She has her own online coaching, different than what we do, but pretty cool. She's a powerful creator, powerful manifester, really knows how to consciously create her dream life. Interestingly, what she wanted to talk about is these courses that she makes every few months. And she said the last one she made did okay, but she really wanted to make a bestseller, right? And she goes, I really intended that course I made, the last one that I put online, was a bestseller, but it really wasn't. It was okay. It didn't fill up, but it was all right. And so we talked about that, but there was a big distinction we made here, right? That really there's nothing more powerful than making a decision that whatever course she makes, she's going to move to a reality where it's a bestseller. Here's the difference here. I've been trying to manifest a best-selling course. She's putting the condition there that the course, I'm trying to manifest it. First of all, she's trying to make something happen here, trying to make something that doesn't already exist happening in a best-selling course. But what we move to is stop trying to manifest a best-selling course and make a decision to be that identity and move to a reality where your course, whatever course you make, is a bestseller. Whatever you create's a bestseller, because you're a bestseller. Reality's a bestseller. You're it. Do you see it? And so she booked this session where she goes, oh my God, it's sold out in 48 hours. That's never happened. This really works. This was the session. I get tingles about this. It's so cool, right? She made a decision, like that anomalous burst of energy that we talked about, to be that person that whatever she makes is a bestseller. She kept it really, look at all the conditions she had. She had to make a course that was a bestseller and had to manifest it, right? All those conditions there, instead of just making the decision that whatever I make, whatever I touch, wherever I put my foot down, it's a bestseller. That's the assumption. Do you see it? Then you bend reality to your state, to who you are. In other words, she bent reality, shifted to her identity, her frame or reality, where her course or whatever course she makes, whatever assumption she makes, is a bestseller, right? She allowed that reality to come in. She made a decision to have it and be it. That's powerful. This is cool. Do you see the difference here, right? Whatever it is, right? Even we talked a little bit about her SP, the same thing, right? And trying to manifest her SP being more loving, being more attentive, calling more, checking in on her more, all of that. But instead of doing that, to move to the reality where he's already doing that. Right? So do you see the difference? This was big. This was a big shift versus trying to manifest a best-selling course. Stop putting conditions on your, quote, manifestations or your realities or your assumptions of what you want. And just make a decision to be it and move to it. This is powerful. Remember, there's nothing more powerful than making a decision, a firm decision from within, a choice from within to already be that person you desire to be, already have what you desire to have. In other words, whatever you're making or preparing or doing, that it is success, it is a bestseller, it doesn't matter what you do. It's all enchanted, it's all inspired. Make that decision. Stop making manifesting it yet another condition to be and accept what's already yours and who you already are. We're even making manifesting yet another condition that must be met before we can accept our good, before we can be that person who we've always been. Right? The love of God, all that is, the divine mind, is absolute and unconditional no matter what. It's unconditional love, and that's what you are. There are no conditions on God's love. There are no conditions on you as source. So to think you have to manifest it or create a best-selling course No, you don't have to create that. There's no conditions on it. Whatever you create, it's made out of that love that you are. It must be a bestseller, right? Do you see it? So, in Scripture it says, we love because he first loved us. Unconditional love. The ancients showing us what unconditional love is. We love because he first loved us unconditionally, because we are love. Love, consciousness, awareness of being is the only reality. Love's the only reality. Unconditional, pure potential that is all things and no thing until you choose and announce your experience of reality. Do you see it? She didn't have to create a best-selling course. That's not decided yet. She gets to decide that any course that she makes is a bestseller. It's all things and no thing until she chooses and announces, I'm in that reality where whatever I do, it's a bestseller, right? That's powerful. You are source. There's nothing in between your desires and their unconditional fulfillment. Do you see it, how she put a condition between her desire and the fulfillment? The condition was that she has to manifest a best-selling course. And she was imagining that. Her imaginal act really didn't change, right? It was the same imaginal scene. It was just a shift in how she was looking at it and who she is in that reality, right? So she was still imagining, enjoying people congratulating her and all of that. It was the same scene. Didn't change that. She just moved within to know that she's not trying to manifest a best-selling course. She's bending reality to her course. Whatever course she makes is a bestseller. Big difference, right? So they're unconditional fulfillment, but your assumptions, right? You are source. There's nothing in between your desires and unconditional fulfillment, but your assumptions, right? And not even those are in the way. Nothing's in the way. When you have a desire, it's fulfilled. Just move there. Choose it. Make that decision within. And you don't even need to wait for an anomalous burst of energy because you are source energy. Do you see it? Your energy anyway. But sometimes when we feel it a lot, we believe it more, right? We assume it more, but you already are that. That's powerful. So, in these bogus beliefs, it takes time. You have to feel good. You have to affirm every day. You have to stay in a state of wish fulfilled. All of those are putting conditions on what's already been fulfilled. Reality is it doesn't matter what you're trying to, none of those are conditions of God. You're making those conditions. Nothing takes time. You don't have to feel good. You got to choose from that. You just got to feel convinced. In other words, go to the conviction that I am that. You make a choice. It's a choice, right? You don't have to affirm every day. You can if you want. But it's not required. There are no conditions to it, right? You're always in a state of fulfillment because you are fulfillment. All of that creates an experience of separation between what you want and fulfillment. You're putting conditions between what you want. Neville said it. Neville got it. To desire a state is to have it. There are no conditions, in other words. That's what Neville is saying here, right? If unwanted or judged contrary conditions are appearing, I'm doing something wrong and I won't get what I want. I'm not in my desired state. This is a big condition you're putting on it. Do you see it? Mother condition here. If conditions are showing that in her instance, that her previous courses didn't sell and that she didn't create a bestseller, well, she's putting more conditions. She's judging those as that I'm doing something wrong or I'm not going to get what I want. Just simply choose, right? Choose to say, okay, whatever I do, wherever I step, whatever I make is a bestseller. Whatever I do is enchanted. Whatever I do is inspired, right? Stop judging those unwanted conditions. Don't judge them. You get to decide what they mean to you. You get to decide. There's nothing you're doing wrong, right? You get to decide what those conditions mean. You're believing in the outer conditions. And you're making that another condition yet between you and what you want. That's big. Remember, conditions are not source. Conditions only have the meaning you give them. So whatever the conditions are, decide what they mean to you, and that's what they'll be, right? Changing in temporary conditions of inner thoughts and feelings and outer people, events, and circumstances only mean what you assume they mean. They have no built-in meaning. They have no inherent meaning. You decide it all right now. If you're going to affirm anything, affirm your power, your authority, and your dominion over all conditions. If you're going to affirm anything, affirm that I am that no matter what. That whatever I do is enchanted, whatever I do is a bestseller. Affirm that. It's true mastery, right? That's true I am mastery. I am that I am no matter what. That's my decision as source. Make that decision, choice as source, that I am that no matter what. That's I am mastery. That's how you exert dominion over 3D conditions. You have the power, authority, dominion over all conditions. Wherever you put your foot down, that's reality. That's just like in Joshua, right, in Scripture. And so God's source to Joshua, I am awareness. That's why I wanted to mention this. Every place on which the sole of your foot treads, I have given it to you. Notice the verb tense here. Every place on which your foot treads, the present simple, in the now, every place in the now, where you walk, where you assume, where you are, it has been given to you already. I have given it to you. Past, present perfect. Before Abraham, I am. It's already been given to you. Notice the present perfect with the present simple. Here's the present simple. Now, 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 now. My foot treads here. Here, I assume here. I assume here. I assume here. All of that's been given to you as soon as you assume it. I have given you. I have given it to you already. Before Abraham, I am. It's already yours. It's all right now. Do you see that? Very interesting here where the ancients made that distinction. Every place in which the sole of your foot treads, I have given it to you already. It's already yours. Every time you make a firm decision, an intention to be or have what you desire, you're putting your foot down on conditions and affirming your dominion over them by declaring, announcing what's already yours. Just like Joshua, you're putting your foot down. Wherever you put your foot down, wherever your foot treads, whatever you assume, whatever you decide, whatever you choose is already been given to you. That's power, right? That's power. So they made a decision. This is what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. He's talking about healings, right? Those that have healed. They made it, and remember, what's really happening in healings? They're moving to a reality where they're healed, where they're already healed, right? They're bending reality, right? They're not trying to create a healed body. They're moving to the reality where their body is already healed. They're moving to that whole or healed reality. Just like my client with a course. She's not trying to make a best-selling course now. She's moving to a reality where whatever her course she has is going to be a bestseller. Whatever the conditions of your body is that you see or appear is healed or whole because you're making a decision. They made a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carried a level of energy, source, because there's only source energy, that was greater than the hardwired programs in their brain. In other words, their subjective tendencies, right? The thoughts and assumptions that they believe are reality. And the emotional condition in their body to the past. In other words, remembering wrong, as we've talked about, right? That was emotional condition when he talks about it, he's talking about the emotional conditioning in the body to the past, meaning we act on what we believe, right? We believe in the past, right? We believe those memories or those images are real. And so we keep bringing them forward, but you're remembering it wrong. Do you see it? When you make a decision with such firm intention and amplitude of that decision, it carries you, that level of energy that carries you to the reality where you're already healed, to the reality where your course is already a bestseller, whatever course you're making, right? The hardwired programs, those subjective tendencies cannot stand when you put your foot down from an I am awareness. Those hardwired, you have dominion over all conditions, even those subjective tendencies, or what we call hardwired programs. It's only because we believe they're hardwired. Because we believe that they're difficult to change, that we believe that these tendencies are wreaking havoc on our reality. That's why. It's when you make a decision that I'm done with that. I'm done with the programs. I'm done with the emotional condition from remembering the past wrong. And I'm moving to my new reality now, whatever I assume is reality. You're taking a stand. You're putting your foot down like Joshua, right? I am awareness, and your decision to be and have who and what you desire to be has dominion over all manifested conditions, seen and unseen, felt or not felt, believed or not believed. It carried to a parallel alternative reality where you are healed, whole, and fulfilled. Very powerful. Do you see this? Your decision from I am awareness to already be it and have it, that has dominion over all manifested conditions, whether they're seen or unseen, felt or unfelt, believed or not believed. That it carries you, that anomalous burst of energy, source, carries you to a parallel alternative reality where you are healed, whole, and fulfilled. That's powerful. So let's continue this. This is what Vadim Zeland in reality transurfing calls an anomalous burst of energy. A sharp shift from low energy levels to high energy levels. That's in physical 3D terms, a translation in your body. But what's really going on? What's he talking about? It's really source energy, because there's only one energy, one emotion, that's source, that's love. And you're either putting that source through some filter that gives you the experience that you have low energy, or through a filter where you have an experience that it's high energy, or that you're excited and motivated and inspired, right? So you can create that physical experience. Source energy put through a filter, an assumption, I am that now, no matter what. That's what we're talking about. You are source. Therefore, low and high energy levels are manifestations within that awareness that you are based on your assumptions and beliefs. What are you assuming? I am that no matter what? I am, but there are conditions to be met? Or I am not. All of those will be put through some sort of filter that gives you low energy or high energy, or feel very confident and not confident. Instead, go to the conviction that I am no matter what. I am, conditions are conditions, but I am no matter what. I am not doesn't exist, right? Do you see it? But what we're doing most of the time is just putting conditions on that I am. We believe we can get it, but through some conditions, right? So that's powerful. When you make a firm decision, a conviction, I am that, a decision to have it and be it now unconditionally, you take a stand in I am that no matter what, putting your foot down on conditions. I am that no matter what. You take a stand, you're putting your foot down, right? Wherever your foot treads is yours. It has been given to you, right? It's that anomalous burst of energy that Vadim Zeland defines as opens the conscious mind to sectors of the alternative space. That's the greater consciousness, right? All that is, right? That God consciousness that lie at a great distance from those that are currently realized material. In other words, it brings you to another, he's saying that it moves you to a sector in the quantum field, or the God field, or God consciousness, or in ultimate reality where your reality is already realized. Do you see it? That's that anomalous burst of energy that he's talking about. But remember, know that every decision you make is as source. So you don't have to wait for an anomalous burst of energy. You are source energy. Do you see it? This is what this client that I talked to really starting to get now. That she doesn't have to wait for anything. She just got to make that decision. In other words, you don't need to wait for inspiration or a sudden burst of anomalous energy. It is the decision to have and be at the same time as the abandonment of the need to achieve. This is what Vadim Zeland says. It's a decision to have, and I'm saying also to be, at the same time as the abandonment of the need to achieve. In other words, the need to meet certain conditions. It's unconditional. That's what he's really saying. It's a decision just to have it and be it unconditionally. There's no need to achieve anything. There's no need to meet conditions. You abandon that and you just go to fulfillment. That's what we mean to shift to your desired reality right now. This really works. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining our TikTok channel at Be Something Wonderful, for being a part of our membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for joining. If you're not, check it out. There's a link below. We released a video a few days ago. We also have a live stream scheduled later this month at the last Sunday in November. We're going to be broadcasting here from the studios and Be Something Wonderful on the membership channel, where we answer your questions at info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, we're great love, we're great light, and infinite gratitude. This is Tom with Be Something Wonderful in the studios here in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.